Meanwhile, this President Biden's spending agenda facing more roadblocks. Reuters reporting Democratic Senator Kyrsten Sinema now telling House Democrats she will not support President Biden's multi-trillion-dollar spending package before Congress approves the $1.2 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill. It comes after Democratic leaders are floating a $2.5 trillion compromise on the spending and a tax cut reconciliation framework. Joining us now to discuss is Republican Congresswoman from Michigan, Lisa McClain. Congresswoman, welcome.
Thank you. How are you today?
Doing very well. Thanks so much for joining us this Friday. When scrolling through Twitter, I noticed that you recently tweeted out about this very topic. You said Democrats feed their eat the rich rhetoric to America. Meanwhile, they want to give huge tax breaks to the 1% with their $3.5 trillion socialist agenda. Talk to me about what you oppose in this spending bill.
Pretty much everything. Just to get right down to it, let's not forget that only 10% of the spending bill goes to actual infrastructure. So I oppose, I would say, 90% of it. Listen, this country is in need of infrastructure. We need to fix the roads, especially here in Michigan. We need to fix our bridges and waterways, and broadband is an extreme issue that the pandemic actually exposed. Let's focus on infrastructure. Let's stop putting our socialist wish list agenda into the infrastructure bill. If you want to talk about other issues, that's fine, but they don't belong in the infrastructure bill.
Some of the other issues include possible amnesty for immigrants, funding for abortion as well. Do you believe that that has a place in the spending package?
The simple answer, no. Abortion has nothing to do with infrastructure. And I think what's happening is the American people are actually waking up to the scam, right? What the Democrats are doing is putting together a really pretty package, right? They put a very nice title on the package. But Americans are waking up and starting to dig into really what is in the package. And they're not buying it. And that's why you see this infrastructure bill, and especially the reconciliation bill, stalling. We've been home now for a couple weeks, and I've listened to my constituents, both in my district and around my district, and they understand that if you're going to put forth a bill, it's not free. Somebody needs to pay for it. At some point in time, Americans realize that the government produces nothing. Nothing. So the government cannot spend $1 of which it has not taken from someone else first. And they're waking up to the fact that it's not going to be just the rich. Because even if you took all the billionaires, and you took 100% of their earnings, 100% of it, it still wouldn't be enough to pay for this package.
I guess your constituents also aren't buying that it's going to cost you nothing. We've heard that from the Biden administration multiple times. Let me play you the soundbite. This is from Congressman Clyburn. He's talking about possible division among Democrats in a recent CBS interview. Here's that moment.
We have to be very careful, very deliberate in trying to find common ground, and that's what we're doing. Now, I don't call that divided. I call that consulting and sometimes a little cajoling.
Okay, call it consulting if you'd like. But what does it say that there isn't full Democratic support for the president, who's a Democrat, and his spending agenda?
Well, let's remember this. The Democrats control the House, the Senate, in the White House. And they've been in charge now for 10 months. And we see, the American people see all of the crisis, gas prices, inflation, food prices, crisis at the border, the horrific withdrawal from Afghanistan, supply chain issues, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And remember, these Democrats have to go back into their district. And they also have midterms coming up. And what we have going on is we have the socialists, I'm not even going to call them progressives because they're socialists, bordering on communists, who want to make America a communist state and who want to have a welfare program. Then you have the moderates, and then you have the lack of leadership with President Biden. I mean, he's leading this country how he led his campaign from the basement. He's nowhere to be found. And everyone is digging in. See, we have the socialists that believe that the 3.5 million, remember, they wanted 6.5 million. Yeah. So the socialists
you've
already
heard people ask for more. Right.
Yeah.
And again, this comes at a time where the president is seeing low approval ratings, 38% at last check. Congresswoman Lisa McClain, Michigan, joining us live on the program. Congresswoman, thanks so much for weighing in today. We appreciate it.